Here we go, Mood.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Cyber Games 2007. It is day 4 here, and you know what that means, Rome. That means it's finals day. Counter-Strike happening on the main stage. We saw StarCraft. We saw Warcraft. Tony Hawk Pro Skater has gone off. DOA was played yesterday. There's still several finals remaining, and one of those being Command & Conquer 3, which we've got here live on the cyberspace stage between Xeon and Apollo. Xeon from Germany, Apollo from the UK, and both players will be screened.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a screen matchup here on the map Tournament Dust Bowl. Let's go ahead and fire things up. This is going to be a mirror match, so it's going to be a little difficult for the layperson to tell the difference between the teams here. We are through the eyes of Xeon right now. He draws the spawn at the bottom side of the map, south side.
Building.
Apollo spawning at the north side of the map. You can see a crane build coming out immediately from Apollo. He's also going to expand immediately to the east side. And let's see what's going on in Xeon's base. He does not opt to expand right away. He's going to go ahead for the double tip build. So a slight variation there, Wheat, with the lack of an expansion here coming from Xeon.
Apollo's going to be sending out a possible expansion over here to the eastern Tib yard. And you can see him. He'll put down that surveyor right there. Or that explorer, excuse me, and he's going to be setting up now. Pretty typical build here for Scrid. Now, the importance of what's going on right here is that it is quick economy here in CNC3. You really have to try to pump your economy as quickly as possible in order to have an army ready for battle. Then it's going to come down a lot to micro. And with Scrin, there's a lot of different choices you can go in terms of units. I would expect to see a lot of Tier 1 Seekers. And then traditionally, Scrin players like to go ahead and go with tripods with the force field upgrade. So I would expect to see exactly that happening here in this finals.
A little bit of scouting here coming out from Xeon as we pull up his Fog of War. He's going to scout over to this east side Tiberium field, and he may or may not run into some buildings. He does with these buzzers. He's going to find this expansion coming out. Now the expansion has to be sold right after the warp sphere goes down. So an interesting strat. Double warp spheres thrown down now from the top side for Apollo. Xeon does know about them, though, and that's where a majority of his vehicles are going to be coming from. So we could see a tripods and Seekers, probably a lot coming around. Now some more seeking going on from Xeon. He's going to find a second expansion from Apollo as well. And you could safely say there, Wheat, that there is a slight economical disadvantage here on the low side of the map, but it's just very slight.
Right, and I do hear a lot of Seekers going out. Go over here because our first battle will commence. You can see that we've already got Apollo putting out about 9 Seekers. He's instantly going to go after that Warp Sphere. It will come down to micro here right now. You can see some disintegrators going in there to try to take out those line of Seekers, but I think Apollo might already have too many Seekers here for him to deal with. We're going to have another power plant go down, and the thing is that both players have double Warp Spheres right here, and it looks like we're also going to have a Sprint Barracks going up as well. Now, at the same time, Xeon has sent some Seekers over to the northwest expansion of Apollo, so the question will be is if Apollo doesn't win on this initial push here, he might have an economic disadvantage, and you can see the Seekers are coming out here in full force right now.
Yeah, plenty of Seekers here coming up from the north side, and this is where the CES is taking place. Battle over the east side, Tiberium control, and plenty of damage being done to this second warp sphere from the south side. Looks like the north side will gain control of this eastern expansion. So Xeon taking plenty of hits here, and this is going to be a major disadvantage here for Xeon. Apollo appears to be gaining control of this area, and he's going to take these mass units all the way down and try to take down the second warp sphere as well. You see there's a third one that Xeon threw down, so he's trying to stay alive and trying to keep up, but as it stands right now, this battle is being won from the north side.
Absolutely. It was it's a risky strategy. You go for the expansion, build double warp spheres, and go for it. At the same time, these two Seekers are really having very little problem harassing the Harvester. The question is did Apollo already mass a big enough army to take it out? You see there's no Harvesters over there at all. So right now, Apollo's economy is not really going to facilitate him creating new units. So if there's anything that Xeon can do at this point, whether that be defensive storm column or something to help take out these Seekers, it's going to be in a lot better shape. Now, taking a look, it does look like he is going to start a little bit of expansion to the west. It's probably a good idea. It's sort of a plan B, just in case.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting is there's one Seeker at the backside of the base right here. He's going to throw down the lightning spike as well. And now the north side player is having to micro away his Harvesters there. So Apollo does have his hands full. He's got a sweet size force here, though, and he does have the advantage. I think he's willing to sacrifice the rest of his economy to take care of this base here.
I think at this point he's actually okay in doing so. There he takes out a nerve center, and he's going to go down. Now, Xeon did respond by microing all of his Harvesters away. There's a few defensive forces set up here in Xeon's base, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop that force. It looks like he also lifted his drone platform and has put it down at that western expansion, so he's essentially had to move. However, here you can see something that'll be interesting is that despite having economy, and maybe not,
he's just moving down. This is common strat right here.
Okay, right.
You build tons of airfields and you sell them and you get a better price, and that's how you make your base travel that way. So he wants to build forward right here. You can see an engineer coming out, but there's some buzzers there to counter. Are they going to micro it? Yeah, he micros it over there, and that engineer will go down, coming out from the south side. Now, meanwhile, this lightning spike is still up, and there's still a few Seekers up here. But look at this. Seeker mass extreme here on the south side, and I'm going to have to say that this Tier 1 mass right here coming out from Apollo, I think it's going to be successful, but you can see now a stasis field right here coming out, and that's going to put the kibosh on this attack for now, but I don't know how much time you're going to buy. Yeah, I don't know how much time you can buy because there is an extreme amount of mass on the south side of the base right there.
The Seekers from the top are going to come down below, but again, is this army too big? We could see GG any moment. Stasis field lifts, and you could see this Seeker army of Apollo is just absolutely massive. He's going to go after the drone platform now, and he's really finding very little resistance. You also notice that he's put a few buzzers in there, and those will absolutely demolish infantry. So any of those disintegrators that actually come out here for Xeon are going to have not very long to live. There's going to be very, very short-lived life. Now you can see that that Xeon is still actively moving Seekers around to the base of his opponent. But right now, this army here, all he has to do is take out these final buildings, and that's going to be it. You see some tripods coming out, but they are obviously not going to be able to go up against this massive Seekers.
Systematic destruction there with superior economy and the early expansion is what's going to buy the victory here for Apollo here on the north side. And this is a massive Seekers that nobody's going to be able to handle. There's not enough units on to be able to take these Seekers down. The only hope right now is maybe a crazy anti-rush or some crazy stunt, but right now there's little to no base remaining here for Xeon, and he's in pretty big trouble here. You can see he's got one power plant, two power plant left, and then a minimal amount of base left that's dropping at an extreme pace here because all of these Seekers are here. So the GG will come soon. And look at this, Apollo just leaving his power down. He's got crazy mass, and he's going to win this one. It's just up to when he's going to call it GG there.
Right, and the next game is going to be Small Town USA. Personally, I really like that map because I think there's a lot of different things that you can do, especially fighting over the expansion. And there it is, GG coming out from Xeon, which means Apollo will win the first map. And we're going to go into the second one in just a moment. But really, I mean, essentially, if you want to break down the strategic points of that game, Apollo instantly going for that Explorer push, brought it out, expanded to the eastern side of the tip factory, and it really, his intention there was not to expand to get economy. his intention there was to build those 2 warp spheres so that he could easily amass an army and attack. And then at that point, it was basically economy versus economy. You saw that Xeon didn't quite get his Seekers out in time, and that allowed Apollo to mass up. Now let's go through the final stats of this game.
Yeah, look at the unit count right here. Massing the Seekers obviously took Xenon's unit count way up. You can also see structure count going way up. That's from all the airfields that he was building to expand with. Resources, a slight advantage towards Xeon. That was because of the early expansion that took place from him. So he did have a slight expansion. You can see Apollo, though, average income rate per minute was higher than the Victor. Or I'm sorry, was at 100%. The Victor is at 20,000, and this is something that has never occurred. You never have a lower income rate and win. Okay, this has never happened as of yet.
Apollo won.
Yeah. So this is still 100%.
Right. Very, very nice game between these 2 players. We're going to be moving on to map number 2. It's going to be Small Town USA, and we'll get this one created, and we'll begin in just a moment.